Brown University is embarking on a bold plan to reshape athletics for our student athletes. For years, our vision for varsity athletics has been to advance the ideal of the scholar athlete, the bright and passionate student who embraces excellence both in academics and also in their sport. We envision athletes who, as Brown students, are among the most academically talented in the world and who also compete on teams that are among the most competitive among university peers. And we have a vision for club sports that offer competitive athletic opportunities to a wide array of students while also supporting health and well-being. For both varsity and club sports, Brown recognizes the power of competitive athletics to bring together students and staff and faculty and parents and alumni to build pride, affinity, and a strong sense of community. But we have had barriers to fully achieving this vision. Brown is part of the Ivy League Athletics Conference, and one principle of the Ivy League is that there is competitive balance across the 8 participating schools. Yet in the decade from 2009 to 2018, Brown earned only 2.8% of Ivy titles, the lowest in the league. And we know that our club sports have not always had as many resources as we would want. So to help change that, after more than a year of study and analysis, we've launched the Excellence in Brown Athletics Initiative. Through 4 core actions, Brown will improve the competitiveness of our varsity athletics, enhance the strength of our club sports, and uphold our commitment to provide equal opportunities in athletics for women and men. So first, we'll revise the roster of varsity sports through a net reduction in teams from 38 to 29. And at the same time, we'll enhance existing club teams and add new club teams depending on student interest. Second, we'll continue to focus on admission and recruiting of outstanding student athletes, as well as maintaining roster sizes that build competitiveness. Third, Brown will enhance our focus on coaching, training, and conditioning, including professional development for athletic staff. And finally, we'll continue to improve facilities that will make a real difference in recruiting talented coaches and student athletes, as well as providing the infrastructure and services to improve our competitiveness in varsity athletics. So through this initiative, Brown will continue to recruit the same number of varsity athletes so that varsity squad sizes can be right-sized and maintain its current operational budget for varsity athletics. This is a strategic initiative to redistribute resources to elevate the excellence of varsity and club sports at Brown. Director of Athletics Jack Hayes has been an excellent leader in guiding our athletics community, and he will be instrumental in this initiative.
I'm Jack Hayes, and I'm excited for the many ways the Excellence in Brown Athletics Initiative will serve Brown athletics and our student athletes for years to come. As an important part of this initiative, the university is transitioning 11 varsity sports to club status and transitioning 2 club teams to varsity status. Brown has stopped training and competition and related operations at the varsity level for these 11 sports. For co-ed sailing and women's sailing, these club programs will become varsity, reflecting the advantages of Brown's location and facilities for these sports, as well as the history of competitive success. And of course, a number of the varsity sports being transitioned already have club counterparts, and others may become new club sports depending on student interest. Operating funds made available with the reduction in varsity teams will also be allocated strategically across the revised roster of teams. And the smaller number of varsity teams will also support stronger recruiting in the admissions process, which allows for a deeper talent pool on each team. I believe that Brown's varsity athletes will have a stronger experience with a roster of varsity teams that uphold some of the founding principles of Ivy League athletics. These principles include academics and personal growth of students, equal opportunity in athletics for men and women, desirable development and recreation for student athletes, and competitive balance across institutions and sports over time. And of course, Brown continues to uphold a commitment to diversity and inclusion across all of our sports programs. But this is without a doubt a significant change for Brown athletics, and we know there is disappointment whenever a college sports program reduces its roster of varsity teams. But we will continue to honor the varsity history of these teams that are being converted to club status, and we'll provide support and guidance for current students who are affected. This initiative came out of a deep and thoughtful process, and we are dedicated to being just as thoughtful in this transition, because supporting our student athletes is our number one priority. We know that students who attend Brown and compete at the varsity level want to experience success, because competitive varsity teams contribute to building cohesive college communities, and they build affinity, and they build pride.
So, how do we make these decisions? An external review of Brown athletics back in 2018-19 found that the high number of varsity sports at Brown, the third highest in the country, was a barrier to competitiveness for our teams. So the Excellence in Brown Athletics initiative follows the recommendation of a committee. They conducted a thorough, in-depth review of our program. And the committee analyzed the existing strengths of each of our teams, current squad sizes, the quality of facilities available for practice and competition, and the potential of each sport to build community engagement. A set of core principles guided the committee's recommendations for which sports would be varsity and which would be club. It's important to note that this initiative supports Brown's commitment to gender equity and compliance with federal Title IX, which governs access to opportunities in athletics. It also aligns with our diversity and inclusion efforts, expanding opportunities in competitive club sports. This initiative is not just about taking one step, but rather taking a core set of actions which together will set Brown on a positive path toward building a varsity athletics program for women and men that could be, and I hope will be, among the most competitive among Brown's peers within the next 10 years.
I'm proud to lead the athletics program at Brown during this exciting time. With the Excellence in Brown Athletics initiative, we have the opportunity to truly reshape athletics for our student athletes. It's part of the drive for excellence in everything we do at Brown.